What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I am back with I am back, but we're back with this week's Xbox Beast Fire. Got the usual here, the usual suspects. All these actually at the beach. I got my man D, my man 100 post up. My man, hold that in the back. What's the deal, YouTube? Hold that in the back. There we go. Got my man post up. Just made the channel today. My man Nethus, of course, Pete Reaper, little bro, King Blood Gaming. You know, we said King Blood Power Gaming. Got all the bloods on YouTube.
Oh yeah, you know one of them Xbox bloods, yeah.
One of them Xbox bloods. You know what I mean? But anyway, you guys see what we don't know. You see the title of the video here. Xbox Beast Fire. Media now claims that the Xbox One X hardware is already outdated. You might as well wait for the PlayStation 5, and they're trying to claim about killing 4, to whatever the case may be. But before we're gonna let the room fill up. Before we get into that, post up. You there?
Yeah, I mean, it was good.
I mean, tell the people something about yourself, man. What got you into gaming? How long you been gaming? You know, what's your preferred platform of choice? Talk to us.
Yo, it's a boy Post Up, Mr. Let's talk about it. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody. I got into gaming. I started on the Atari, had the Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 2. Gamed on the Sony on the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2 for a while. Man, my cousin used to, when we was little, we used to clean up yards and stuff like that. And put on and go downtown to Toys R Us, go half on the game. Back at the crib chilling, you know what I'm saying? But my preferred platform is Xbox right now. When the OG Xbox came out, man, Joe, as far as from the technical aspect of it and what it was providing there, just made me hop on, especially what they was doing with online gaming as well. So I've been gaming for a while, man. I've quite a few generations, man. So I'm just glad to be here and give my perspective on it. Let's go.
What made you want to throw your hat into this crazy world of YouTube, man? Like what did?
You know what? It's crazy. For a while I didn't even know these podcasts exist in regards to just, you know, talking about gaming. But I ran into a couple of your videos, some of your old videos too, a while back. I guess you was in another location because it was a whole different scenery.
Yeah,
but
that's fine. Yeah,
I started out in your comment section, man.
Yeah, for sure. So
in your comment section, and then from there it went to Xbox Live. I finally got into one of your parties.
Yeah,
I was trying to get in for a minute. I finally got into one.
Next question, did I charge it again? Not even worry about tomorrow.
No. Your parties are open, and you're always reaching out to your to the people that's in the chat and asking, hey, anybody want to join? Just send me a friend request and hop in. But we built our relationship on Xbox Live first. Then I went to your gaming forum, and that was. It's crazy in there. But so here I am throughout all that. I never thought I'd be on a podcast. I went from listening and now I'm chiming in. So it's dope.
Hey, babe, you know what? Hey, like you say, Next Gen, and making hat with dreams are made and stars are born, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it too, man.
You know what's crazy, nigga? I said this again, right? And shout out to everybody that I met. I met some. I'm gonna say this before we start the show. I met some very, very interesting people through my starting YouTube in 2012, and I don't really rock with too many YouTubers, right? But everyone you see that around me, or they've been people from my comment section on my friends list. I mean, that's how, you know how it is, you know what I mean? So, you know, shout out to all the people that I've been rocking out from, you know, that went on to do their thing. I think this dope stuff. You know, but you up next. We're gonna make it happen. You, my man, King's Blood Gaming. We're gonna get Jesse to my man Nethus. We're gonna get his popping. You know what I mean? Broadband bullies. But before we got a debate Friday. You know what I mean? You're gonna go against the disgusting, the most hated pony of all, Alex. Who has no friend or foe. You're gonna debate him Friday, right?
Yeah. Ain't no sweat off my shoulder. I'm just going.
I see. You know what I mean? I can see right now. Just let you know for sure though. You see, I'm not gonna say no names, but now everybody want to put debates on their channel. You know what I mean? All the videos, taking all the money, dancing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Come together. You know what I mean? Out here, man. You know what's crazy? Before we start today's show, when I said that before, right? Yeah. You know, when I first started doing podcasting, They said I had a refugee camp. We were corporate slaves. We be losers. We don't have a life. We do a show every week, right? That right. So then it went on to them having, you know, show. But before that, I remember they used to make fun of our avatars in the hangouts, little group of cartoon characters. Some were weirdos, called me a pedophile, like child, all types of wild shit. Now they got cartoon characters as their thing. I'll bring back my debates, my Xbox versus Pony thing. Now they want to put debates on their channel. Like I said, no idea is original. Nothing new under the sun, man. I'm gonna start claiming these jokers on my taxes, man. But word up. It is what it is, man. They ain't gonna stop us. Getting right into today's video. You guys see the title. Now, let me bring up this article right here in front of me and find this article. But the media is now claiming, like, site. I've seen 2 sites. Was really trying to rag on this Killing Floor thing. And then going back to what Microsoft said, and I want to get you guys' opinion of this. During last year E3, Microsoft said 4K. Well, I don't. They said somebody said it, uncompromised 4K, whatever the case may be. And all of their first-party titles that's coming from Microsoft is 4K. You know, with all the bells and whistles. But again, it's up to the developer. You know what I mean? And for those people that are saying, you know, that the console is not powerful enough, or whatever the case may be. That console is 6 teraflops in a closed environment. That's a lot of mustard on the hot dog. A lot. With 9 gigs of GDDR5 RAM clocked at 326 gigabytes per second. That's a lot of, you know what I mean, a lot of juice right there. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? Do you think the developers from Killing Floor is cutting corners? Like, talk to me. What are you guys' thoughts?
I personally think that they're doing the right thing. The main thing is the 60 frames per second. That's the main thing. Like, I don't care if it does not hit 4K. It's 1800p. So what? It's 60 frames per second. You do not sacrifice the frames for fucking resolution. So what? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I give them their credit. Thanks for doing it. I also think that maybe they don't know how to work that dynamic scaling thingy. So that's probably why. I mean, let's be real. They probably could have used dynamic scaling to go up and down. You know what I'm saying? To make sure to maintain the frames. But I don't know, man. What you think about that, D?
D said he had to go to the washroom and get his opinion last.
Okay.
We're talking about the
the Killing Floor is
Killing Floor.
Well, what I said, like I said again, like, you know, I've seen 2 articles from 2 sites saying that the Xbox One hardware is dated, can't give us true 4K. You might as well you're better off waiting for the PlayStation 5. All I'm saying is that we didn't hear that same thing, or that them taking that same stance with the PlayStation 4 Pro. You know what I mean? But like I said, what's your opinion? Do you think it's developers cutting corners? Like, what's your thoughts about the Killing Floor?
You can't judge the hardware of the Xbox One X off this one title. 1800p, 60 frames per second. I think they're using the Unreal Engine 3 as well. So dynamic scaling probably not built into the engine, given the fact that it is so old. All this deals with how their engine is set up too. Some engines are built to scale better than other engines. Maybe this engine have a issue with scaling. So instead of running at 4K, they're going to say, hey, we're going to maintain that 60 frames per second, and we're going to run it at 1800p. It's nothing wrong with it, but that does not determine the power of the Xbox One X just because this one game is having issue. Another thing in regards to the hardware being outdated, you could say that for any piece of technology that is released. Soon as it hits consumers' hand or even hit the market, it is already obsolete. That's period. Computers, graphic cards, anything, console, anything. As soon as it hit the market, it is already obsolete because that developer is already 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road in regards to their technology. You know what I'm saying? So that's null and void right there. But people want to kind of shit on the Xbox One X off this one game. This one game that's 1800p, 60 frames per second, and on the PS4 Pro, I heard it's like running 33, 31 frames per second. I heard it runs terrible on the Pro, so it might run a lot better on the One X.
Well, my thing is this. another thing is, how you gonna say that? Like, it's crazy how all these media types, all these media companies, they just keep saying something about the Xbox One X. It's like they trying to kill the console before it even drops. Like, what is their agenda? Like, I'm just wondering. It's crazy how it's just every time I go to M4G, one of the top articles is something about Xbox not being worth the money or something like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, we see the agenda flying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Post said, every console that hits the market is usually behind anyway. So, what are you telling us?
That's with any technology, man. It is obsolete. I don't care if it's a phone, a computer, or anything. Even a TV, it is obsolete soon as it hit customers' hand. Because the company is already on to
something better is always being made ahead of time.
Exactly, man. And in regards to, I think nowadays it's all about clicks and clout in this era, being that these media sites have to compete with us podcasters now. So given the fact that Microsoft is in a position where they're losing console-wise in a numbers game, they're the console in the company that people love to hate. And whenever you create a title where you're downing or shitting on Microsoft for the Xbox One X, it's going to generate clicks. And so that's where we're at. They have to do anything they can to try to keep the attention to them, because YouTube podcasters, that's where everybody's at now.
Oh, listen, guys, listen. Keep the conversation. I get the door from my grandma. Keep talking. What else gonna say?
What I find. What you think? What I find. Can I talk?
Yeah, go ahead. Of course, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I find kind of annoying is the like everybody is saying, you know, this thing is not worth anything. This thing is, you could not, I saw a video. This guy basically did this in 4 minutes. Said the Xbox X is the most worthless piece of thing that you could buy in 2017. But maybe he just doesn't give a shit about graphics. Maybe he just doesn't care that it can do 4K. Maybe he just doesn't care that it's like that it's better than the Pro. Maybe he just doesn't care about that. But in reality, it does actually beat the Pro, and it is actually the next best thing, like, period. But you have to care about the graphics piece, because that's where it actually hits you. Because if you don't care about the graphics piece, then in reality, it's just something that makes everything look better. And then, then the other thing is, like, you have all these games that, everybody is like bitching over, but then there's all these other games that are coming out this year that everybody should also take into account, that people are going to care more about. There's the Shadow of War. I know everybody hates Destiny 2. Everybody can sue me. There's the Call of Duty that everybody loves, but it wins every single year anyway. There's the Battlefront 2 that comes out. There's the new Wolfenstein and the new Assassin's Creed. So there's all these games that do come out this year. So it's not like no games are coming out this year. They do exist. They are coming. They might be multi-plats, but people are going to play on their preferred platform, and that's just their own choice. People are going to play where they want to play, and most of the time they play exactly where their friends are playing those games.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said there, Reaper. But I just want to say this article just shows how sad the media truly is, like Garrett was just saying earlier. What was that? Oh, the article at 1800p.
Okay, I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah, anyways. It's sad that they're attacking this game that's using Unreal Engine 3, a small development team, and, they're just an indie studio anyways. These guys had this game running within hours. So there could be an update to make this 4K in the future. They probably just don't really care. They're keeping that rock-solid frame rate, those high-res textures, what actually matter, not the resolution. Yeah. And plus, let's see in the future, in the holiday season, if Battlefront 2 runs at 4K, 60 frames per second, what are you guys going to say then?
Okay, where do I start with this? Now, all day I've been going back and forth on Twitter with, I don't even want to give these guys a shout out, whatever. But all day these guys have been all over. Oh, the Xbox is not doing 4K. Now I had some guys say, oh, my GTX 1070 does 70 frames per second high, and I had to tell this guy, listen, bro. First of all, I disputed his claim, but whatever. I don't have that card, so let's say that card is doing it 70 frames per second high. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. On Ultra, it is not doing that. he admitted that it's doing 45 to like 40 to 45 frames per second on a GTX 1070, which is more powerful, slightly more powerful than it's more powerful than an Xbox One X, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, you got the PC and you got a better CPU in there. So that game at Ultra on his setup, it's not hitting a locked 60 frames per second. Now, Colt did a video today with his GTX 1070, and he's got a little bit better CPU setup than that guy, and he was able to get 60, and like he capped his frame rate. So let's say he got a little bit over 60 frames per second, but he did have some drops into 55 frames per second. He had some low drops as well, right? Now, of course, that ruins the whole experience, whatever. But okay, let's say it's running the 1070 is running it at 60 frames per second. Why are we upset, or why should we be upset if the developers said, you know what, we can get this running at a native 4K, but you know what, the frame rates aren't solid. We're getting like 40 to 45. It's fluctuating all over the place. You know what? We want a solid 60 frames per second, so we're going to bump it down to 1800p. First of all, 1800p is not that far off from the 2160p, which is 4K. First of all, it's not that far off. And then I have like another issue with some of these people here. They're sitting there dogging on the Xbox One X, saying it's fucking garbage, this and that. But the PS4 Pro is running this version of the game at 1600 by 1800p, and then they gotta checkerboard it up to get 1800p resolution. So they're doing it like at 50% of the resolution that the Xbox One is capable of doing it natively.
I didn't know that big. I didn't know it was that big. That's big. That's huge.
Yeah,
And so so this is my argument with these guys. How the fuck is the Xbox One X garbage? But you say nothing about the, let's say, the regular PS4, obviously, but the PS4 Pro can't even keep up pace with it. And you guys are fucking spewing shit. I just don't fucking get it. Like these guys are just retarded. Sony players, I don't know. Listen. Frame rate is over resolution every day of the week. Every day of the week. You're going to get a better overall experience with more consistent frames. You just are.
I mean, I don't understand the significance of this game, especially if it's a small development team. And they're independent. It might not even benefit them to financially wise to sit there and try to optimize to get 4K and 60 frames per second. So, you know, being that they're an independent developer and they're a small group, it might not even benefit them financial wise. And who cares? This game is not even that significant enough to warrant a conversation, man. That's how.
And then I got another thing on Twitter. These guys fucking hitting me up my Twitter saying, "Oh, the game is running with ultra textures." Yada yada yada. It's running ultra settings. I guess Digital Foundry did like a video on it, so I watched the video today, and they did confirm. I didn't hear the ultra textures part, but it did say it's running at ultra settings. Now, first of all, 4K ultra textures and regular ultra textures that are on 1080p are not the same thing.
Facts.
They're just not the same thing.
Facts.
Now, someone sent me a tweet saying, "Oh, Digital Foundry said it's just marketing hype. They're the same thing." They're not the fucking same thing. A 4K texture is much larger in size.
Yes, it is.
Than a 1080p ultra texture.
Yep.
Right.
So I don't know how people say, "Oh, the game's running on ultra. It's going to look the same." It's not going to look the same because it's not going to have those 4K textures. It makes a difference.
Yes, it does.
I can't believe people are really running with this little. I mean, I understand Killing Floor 2. I think that was on PS4 first, right? I remember I heard some PlayStation guys talking about it. They might have been talking about the first.
And they didn't get this much flack either.
I mean, let's be real. The game might do some numbers on Xbox, but it's not one of the things.
Well, did you guys see the whole debacle with the Lawbreakers and Cliff this week? That shit was funny.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I kind of don't think like it's not really gonna matter. It's 1800p, 60 frames per second. It's smooth. We running with it. End of story. You know what I'm saying?
But regardless, like, okay, let's see the PC guys. They want to fucking piss on this. Whatever. They're fucking snobs anyways, right? Say they want to piss on that because they got a fucking GTX 1080 Ti or whatever. But the PlayStation players, what are you talking about? The PlayStation 4 Pro does it at 50% resolution of the Xbox One and has to checkerboard up to get the same resolution as Xbox. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
don't even have
that's
a
something
smooth
I
frame rate.
really don't understand. You know, and they didn't even. And when the PS4 Pro version came out, it did not get this much flack for running at the resolution is running at
Right.
at all. Did nobody complain about? Did nobody start shitting, or did no media make any articles saying the Pro isn't capable of doing?
Post up. Let's be real, bro. The media is trying to help him, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, yo, I mean, come on, man.
Called out Sony on this fucking 16 tera or 12 teraflop fucking PS4 Pro. Where the fuck it at? Where is it at?
Yeah.
The media is always going to play into the hands, though. The media is always going to play into their hands because, like, I've seen at least 5 separate articles that all have the same headline where it can't do it because it destroys the frame rate. It's horrible for frame rate.
But see,
they don't. In the article, it's like, oh, it's ultra settings. It's 1800. We wanted a stable frame rate.
But
that should be the highlight.
You got to watch these media companies, man, because a lot of these guys who's writing these articles, which are subjective, they're spewing their opinion just like I am on this podcast. But a lot of them don't even have the technical understanding of what they talking about. All they see is drop frame rates or 1800p. They can't even go into elaborating what that means and why it's doing what it's doing. All they see is a clickbait title, and they're going to go for it.
Yep, because they just want the clicks. They know the Xbox One X is hot in the news, so they're saying, hey, look, if we could trash this, we're going to get a lot of fucking clicks off of it and make money. That's the whole point of these stupid clickbait videos and articles.
Yeah. But it's on gamers, though, us as gamers, to separate opinion from fact. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these articles and gaming sites, they're just opinion pieces. It's their opinion. Even when they're reviewing games, there are opinion pieces. Whether you want to agree with that person's opinion or not is on the person that's reading the article, man.
Facts. There's not a single person on this damn planet that can tell me what I like to play.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
I don't give a damn.
I do not even
I don't give a damn if they work for GameSpot, IGN, the Pope. I don't give a fuck. None of these dudes can tell me what I like to play.
Facts. I don't even back games off reviews. Period.
Ever.
You know, like I said before, I brought Fusion Frenzy. That got probably a 1 point something or 2 point something. That game was mad fun. Mad fun. You know what I'm saying? It was just my preference. It was fun to me, you know?
Yeah,
right, well,
exactly.
Now, like I said, everyone's got their chance to answer that question, right? We'll give their input, right?
Yeah.
I got several. Like I said, I got about a few topics I'm going to get into before we don't have much time here. Now, this is something that we mentioned or talked about last week on the multiplayer about Sony maybe releasing a PS4 Pro. Now, again,
that would be a horrible name if you named it that, but okay.
I'm just saying, I don't call it, but Sony's Jack Ryan talks about another PS4 upgrade coming out before a PlayStation 5. Now, where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, they were talking about it was on this it was on I think the UK Express or something, but now this is a head honcho from Sony, Jack Ryan, saying that they are most likely going to upgrade the PS4 Pro before they release the PlayStation 5. What are your guys' thoughts about that now? This is more concrete here, you know.
If they're going to do anything, they should move directly to the PS5. Why the fuck would you do a fucking Pro?
I don't know.
The backlash is they're gonna feel the backlash on that one. Yeah. I know Sony fans are not gonna take that one. They're not gonna take that one.
Sony fans take a lot. They take a lot like that.
I think this will be the straw that broke the camel's back. Every company has it. Just like Xbox. Xbox was the darling, and they fucking did some shit, and the fans said "fuck you." And I think the same will happen with Sony.
You got to keep in mind, Sony ponies keep, they live in the Depression era, so they keep the Depression and they play with the Depression era. So they're pretty resourceful when it comes to playing by themselves.
They're pretty cheap.
They can take a lot.
They're pretty cheap, but I think they would feel really ripped off. They just bought the Pro and within a year they fucking release.
I would feel ripped off too.
I wouldn't.
You see all the people.
Cell phones don't even do that.
You see all the people right now defending the PS Plus price hike. Like they don't give a damn what Sony does. If Sony can piss on their face and call it rain, and they be like, "Oh, give me some more." Like at this point in time, these niggas, you're paying more money for nothing. They didn't like make more servers. They didn't do anything. They just said, "Here, we're gonna charge you more." Y'all be all right. And everybody's like, "Oh, it's cool." They said it. It's okay. No,
you know what? This is this crazy because when this first topic started to, come up, it was back when Phil had the interview where he was talking about incremental hardware updates, and everybody tallied that to following the cell phone model, and now it seems like Sony is, if they're really talking about doing this, it looks like Sony is more inclined to follow that cell phone model than Microsoft is, and they got more flack for it than Sony. So this shit is crazy.
I'm gonna be honest. The only thing that Sony can get away with doing a Pro is possibly if they just put a 4K Blu-ray player in there. If they do that, they might get away with it. But if it's upgraded specs on it, like gaming specs on it, fucking gamers are gonna be pissed.
Yeah, because it negates buying the Pro. Like, what did I go buy a PS4 Pro when you told me this system was able to do some things that my regular PS4 couldn't do? Now you're telling me the Pro is going to be able to do what the Pro and the PS4? Nah, bro.
Yeah, I can guarantee you there will be a 4K Blu-ray player if they do this. But if they do this, I think this time around they will get like YouTube feed lashback. They're gonna get people upset. People just bought a product that was literally useless, did not deliver on a lot of promises, performed worse than the base PS4, and then they just gave up on it. People are not going to be happy about this, and it's not going to go over well.
No.
Right. To me, honestly, like I said on the multiplayer, I personally don't believe it because at the end of the day, we can say what we want, but Sony is up, bro. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, listen, if I'm the man right now, I got everything on lock. I'm out here hitting y'all with this bullshit. I'm out here selling y'all bullshit. I'm not going to give you better product. You already buying the bullshit. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna kind of water down my line if I'm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you content with what I'm giving you right now, then I'm gonna push that until that shit is all gone, and you don't want that no more until you ask for something else. But
here's the thing, though, and listen, Gary, I'm with you 155% in what you were saying today. The reason why they may not just put out again a PlayStation 5 right now because they're already making so much money, and they don't want to fragment their consumer base. Whether if it is a more powerful PlayStation Pro that comes out, they're still going to use PlayStation 4 games, So they're not technically maybe, quote unquote, moving the generation forward and have to start all over from scratch. So just say they want to put out a God of War 3 years from now, they already have the install base for, with the PS4 Slims, the Pros, or the Super Pro, whatever the case may be. That's why a lot of times we don't get blockbuster exclusives day one on whether the Xbox, PlayStation, and sometimes even Nintendo because those games cost so much to make, and the install base is not there. It's not there yet. So I don't know. But like I said, this is one of the head honchos at Sony saying they may, release a revised, hardware of the PlayStation 4 Pro before you get a PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? Now, whether it be this year, next year, I don't know. That'd be if it's next year, it's definitely gonna be a huge mistake again because I'm pretty confident that in 2019, we're gonna. Well, I would say 2020. We're gonna get a new Xbox, for sure. 3 years from now?
No, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, they have
to wait. They have to wait for the PS5. They have to wait for the PS5 to come out first.
This Xbox is kind of a stopgap for sure.
Okay.
Now, a lot of technology is going to be available next year. Next year, they're already done, but they're just not available for the public. But the Vega APUs, the Ryzen, and with the GPU on it too, it's going to be available next year.
Okay.
So it's not out of the question for any of these companies to release a new console within 2 years because the technology is there, and that's the reason why we kind of got these mid-freshes because the technology is moving so fast. So if you think there's not going to be another Xbox or PlayStation 4 in the next 2 to 3 years, you're kidding yourself. There's gonna be because they don't want to get.
I don't know about that.
No, it's gonna be. I think it's every 3 years. I think the cycle we're getting now is every 3 years. We'll either get a refresh or or a new one. Like, I'm pretty sure it's every 3 years, man.
Yeah, in my opinion, I believe they're going to release the PS5 in, let's say a couple more years or whatever, and Microsoft's going to wait a year after the PS5 and then release their next Xbox because they want their Scorpio to compete with that PS5 for about a year and then release their console so people don't feel slated.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the cycle that they've released now that they've gone second with releasing their consoles, they're able to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
And Post Up, you said you don't believe there's going to be a next Xbox and PS5. So what are your thoughts? Why do you believe that?
He believes in the update model. I mean the upgrade model that like the way the cellular phones. I'm not gonna lie, I can't doubt that anyway because when you think about it,
I can't either.
They might be trying to hold on to these install bases and just keep putting out upgrades. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, who are you talking to?
I'm talking about I was talking to Neethles.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Oh, he doesn't believe there's going to be a PS5 or another Xbox?
Oh no, this is what Post Up was believing. I think he stepped away for a minute.
No, I'm back here. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, so why do you believe that, Post Up?
No, I just think at a certain point you'll run into hardware saturation. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I think that the Xbox One X, 6 teraflop, is not just only a mid-gen refresh. I mean, it's there to, extend them for a couple of more years. Before the Xbox One X is there to extend them a couple of more years. They got enough room now in regards in terms of technology now to give themselves some time before they bring out a next generation of the Xbox. I just think at some point you run into hardware saturation. I don't think the cell phone model will work in the console space.
No, I think it's for it to work personally. I think it's got to be every 3 years. But the thing with Microsoft, I can't speak on Sony because they haven't really said this. But Microsoft going forward, there's going to be no difference in generations because you're going to be able to play all your old games, and that's a huge value because you're able to do this on PC. Xbox is running x86. It's the same shit. It'll scale up to the hardware. You can still play your games, and that's the advantage. I don't think PlayStation's going to go that route because traditionally they really haven't.
Yeah, and speaking on that, D, so you're basically saying Microsoft and Sony are going to, every other year from each other, they're going to release a new console. Personally, I think that's going to be foolish for Sony because there's no way they can keep up with Microsoft. Like, Microsoft is going to destroy them in this field.
Yeah. I don't think Microsoft will make the mistake again of releasing fucking bullshit hardware. I don't think that'll happen again.
I mean, even every 2 to 3 years, man, you're not giving me enough time to really get the fullness out of the hardware that like when the Xbox One X drop on the 7th, for them to come out with a console in another 2 or 3 years, you know what I'm saying? I can be content with my Xbox One S until then because I know even though all the stuff comes over to the next system, I really want to get the fullness out of my Xbox One X before I even thinking about purchasing another system down the line. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be like on a 4-year rotation. Like that's about
4 or 5 years.
It's going to be about a 4-year rotation just because Microsoft's business models for their interim hardware is about 4 years. So the next Xbox will come out in about 4 years because they'll do rotational based on.
I don't think it'll come. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out 2020. And also, too, they've already said that they're working on the next Xbox right now. So it's not going to take them 3 years to complete it.
That's with any company. They've been doing that since they came in. Once they finished the OG Xbox, they went into the 360. Once they finished the 360, they went into the one.
And hardware that wouldn't go in with power. What are your thoughts there, Z?
After we got the Xbox One S, and now after
we can hear you,
Xbox One X.
Oh, all right. Listen. All right, listen. Come on, Mike. I can hear myself. Anyway, here's my thing. Right. The reason why I say maybe not 3 years from now because these are what you call mid-gen cycle refreshes or whatever. So isn't that to extend the generation? You know what I mean? I don't see them just now. Here's the again. With last generation, that was freakishly normal. Last 8-9 years, but they gave us, I guess, quote unquote, a stopgap, right? Because we all can admit these consoles were anemic. They were 3 years behind the curve when they released, right? So they gave us these quote unquote these mid-gen refreshes, and 2016 and 2017. So the generation started in 2013. All right, it's already 2017. Generation's been going on for 4 years now. Now they just gave it. Now normally back in the day it was 5 years. We had new hardware, right? But they just gave us a mid-gen refresh. You know, this year, last year, and this year. I think that adds about another, 4 years into the generation. You know what I mean? Well, I guess I don't know.
Nah, man, 3 years, 2020, it can't, because the technology is moving too fast. They've expressed this. They've expressed this is why they want to go ahead, because they don't want to get left behind in technology.
150%, right?
So, Z, when do you think is PlayStation's next hardware? Like, what year do you believe?
At the end of the day, right? Forget technology. At the end of the day, right? We can't say, gaming technology. We're talking about console. Look what Nintendo's doing. Look how far that thing is. It's not even a fucking teraflop, right? This is a business, and regardless of what if technology is moving forward or not, they still want to make money, and being in the hardware business alone costs money. Now, maybe they're not spending a lot on the tech, but the R&D.
That is on R&D. Yeah,
is what kills them. Like I told you guys before. It was the R&D that kills them for the price. You know what I mean? To make sure the console doesn't overheat. The red ring of death. Look at Sony have the yellow light of death. You know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be.
Blue light of death.
R&D. You know what I mean? That taxes and plants, like this shit costs. They can't just keep. And again, if that was the case, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with buying more powerful hardware. That's not my issue. But I don't think they want to go the PC route with it, every year, or get a new graphics card or whatever.
Well, they're not really gonna do it every year. I'm saying every 3 years.
Every 3 years want to buy a new console. I don't know the console.
It's about with Xbox, I can see why they're doing it. I think it's the option. Now, you can still play your old Xbox One. You can play your Xbox One S. You can play Xbox One X. All your games scale. If you don't feel the need to upgrade, then don't upgrade. It's an option. Just like video card companies, they have like a gazillion cards that you can choose from. Choose what's best for you. Every year they release a new card. You don't want to get it, fine. But if you want to get it, it's there for you.
Okay, well, put yourself in Sony shoes, right? Already, the developer has to make 2 different games, 2 different codes for the PS4 and the PS4.
But Microsoft doesn't have this problem. Their API is completely different.
Yeah, the API is unified. Yep, it's unified.
I don't know. You got to put yourself in the dev's position. Does the dev want to keep making? Does the dev want to make games that are optimized for all these different platforms, all these different consoles? Like, I just don't think that's happening, bro.
They kind of do it already in terms of graphics cards on PC. Yeah, they make their game scalable from the lowest denominator to the highest one. So, I mean, they already scale across multiple different hardware specifications. Now, what I want to do is kind of elaborate on what D said in regards to the 3 years in regards to the Xbox One S and Xbox One X. I think it's a different situation. I think Microsoft had to bring those consoles out based on the feedback they was getting and the press they was getting. The Xbox One was known as the big VCR that was weak compared to the PS4. The Xbox One X changed that image. It's the sexy box now. The Xbox One X changed that power term as far as it went from being weak to the most powerful console in the world. I think they had to do that to change the image at the time because they was getting dogged.
And you can't also say that no one asked for the X to come out, because all the hardcores asked Microsoft, bring us a powerful box, bring us something more powerful than Pro. And they delivered, and they gave us what we wanted. So you can't have these posts on Twitter and Facebook saying, oh, we didn't ask for the X to come out. No one wants this. That's bullshit, because that's exactly what we wanted, and Microsoft delivered, but they still get hated on it for it because, oh, Microsoft, we didn't ask for this. No, that's just bullshit. You're just hating for no reason.
Good point. Well, all right. Well, moving right along. Nethus, did you weigh on that? Or did you already give me?
Yeah, I did.
All right. Moving right along. And again, something kind of juicy, but I think it's funny as hell. Fortnite. Some people love the game, some people hate it, but this is probably the face-off of Fortnite. And despite it being, supposed to your ass down, dog. Being 900p on the Xbox One, 1080p on the PS4, and I think the Pro. But the Xbox One has outperformed the PlayStation 4 Pro version frames. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts about that?
I totally missed that one, so you guys are gonna have to take this one.
Well, I'll bring it up here. Let me get it. Yeah, but it's slightly performed better on the Xbox.
It has it has
more
frame
stable.
pacing issues on
the Pro.
PlayStation
it's a frame
4
pacing
and 4 Pro.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that'll wreck a game.
Yeah.
A game with bad frame pacing. Holy shit, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, they recently put out an article saying it runs better and much smoother on the Xbox One.
Yeah, it has frame pacing issues and it drops more frames on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro.
Did they go into why it's doing that?
They think it's a judder issue with the engine, but I think the problem is like Epic, having worked with Microsoft for so long, they started designing a lot of their subsystems for
Microsoft
engines around Microsoft.
basically.
It's like it was a subsystem of what they were already doing. They were working.
They
with
just
Microsoft
moved
for so long.
Unreal Engine 4 to DX12.
Right.
You know,
so they just started making everything around Microsoft subsystems. And since PlayStation uses its own version of OpenGL, it runs it like slightly abreast of like normal, so it'll have a stutter, and then it'll try to smooth it out, brute force, and it'll cause it to stutter more.
Oh man,
but here's the horrible. You know what I mean? What I think is a complete fail. And again, it goes to, like I said, Microsoft is what you call a software company. So when it comes to software, this is what pays the bills for them. Sony's more of a hardware company. They make things, and you know what I mean. The fact that the PS4 was more powerful than the Xbox when it launched, and the power supply, people that cared about the brick, was still inside the console. Sony makes things. I mean, when it comes to software and engines, was that Windows UDP? This is what Microsoft does. But to me, again, this is kind of embarrassing. And listen, I'm throwing out a disclaimer. I always said I don't really care about resolution and all that stuff. Not a big deal. But if I buy a quote unquote a beefier console, the PS4 Pro, whatever the case may be, the Xbox One S should be in no aspect. And the same thing when the Xbox One X comes out, and if a game runs better, you know what I mean, especially if a game's been patched or they 4K enhanced, whatever the case may be, and if it's a game that runs better on the Xbox One S, then the Xbox One, it's an issue. Like I said, this like, you know what I mean? Even though it's like 2 to 3 frames, but it happens a lot. This is embarrassing. You know what I mean? And to me, this goes to say that Sony just really made this goddamn console for a PlayStation VR. And games were second. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about this, man. This sucks.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the thing about the Pro, right?
The Pro. And maybe, I don't know, man. Like, this is crazy. I'm looking at it, reading the comments. Like, this shit is wild. Yeah,
but that's also down to, like I said, once again, the API on the PlayStation 4 is just not as good. And you know what? To be really honest with you, they could alleviate some of these problems by just sucking it up and not being so proud and use Vulkan. Vulkan could really clear up a lot of problems for them.
I think all this stimulated with the first Gears. When Microsoft and Epic collaborated on the first Gears, and Epic pushed them to put the 512 megabytes in the 360 and stuff like that. I think that's why Unreal Engine runs so much better on Microsoft platforms than any other. I think it started from the Gears and them collaborating in software and building them engines. Because now any Unreal Engine game, from what I've seen, just pretty much runs better on the Xbox than any other platform outside of PC.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I gotta absolutely agree with it. I mean, look at Gears of War 4 and look at the crazy shit they do in that game.
Yeah,
I wonder if you can do all that.
It's a lot of stuff go. Like, I don't think people give Gears of War 4 enough credit. I think because the leap from I think it dates back to 360 from the first Gears, when people saw the first Gears, which was fucking amazing. Yeah. I don't think they think the leap in graphical quality was that big between the series. But if you look at Gears of War, it's a lot of shit going on in that game. I'm talking about from weather stuff getting thrown around and all types of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that goes on in that game, on top of the graphics that make that game so amazing.
Exactly. And even look at the online now. They're bringing in the weather system there with a rock solid 60 frames per second.
Yo, that's crazy. That weather, it actually affects you. Like, it actually slowed down your run. It actually pushes you to the side. If you shoot a bullet, the weather and the wind affects the bullet. Like man, it's crazy, man. And it's running at 4K 60 frames per second. That's crazy.
Definitely is, man. Definitely is. Z, you right over there, boy?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out whether he has a fan. I don't hear a fan though.
Oh, that's probably me. Let me turn that fan up.
Oh, bro. Anyway,
my bad. I'm fanning the whole panel right now.
I mean, is it that's CPU? That's CPU problems, right? That will cause it to be for the frame pacing issues. That's CPU problems, right?
It's both. It's both
depends.
CPU
It
problems
depends.
and it's the GPU. Like the way the two interact when you have frame pacing issues means that one is sending a communication command and the other is trying to receive it, but it's receiving the timing off, so it'll cause judder.
It
So
also
it's both.
depends on how
It's
the engine is
communication.
built too. If it's
Right.
an Unreal Engine 3, and it's strictly CPU based, it strictly depends on the CPU. Because I know a lot of engines, a lot of the new engines nowadays are strictly GPU bound, and they'll go CPU only when it gets to a point where too much stuff is going. They need to rely or lean on the CPU. But I know the engines back in the day, they was very CPU heavy, and if their engine is CPU heavy, that could be an issue.
yeah, that's
All right, well,
crazy, man.
again, moving on. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, moving right along. Sims 4 coming to Xbox One this year. Your thoughts? Sims 4. Sims 4 coming.
Sims.
Yeah.
Man, listen, bro.
That made
Sims
me
ain't no
laugh.
burn over here, bro.
That just made me laugh, man. He just sit.
Yo, Sims don't get no burn on his box, bro. I'm sorry. That's what it is, man. Yo, stop it,
Yeah,
bro.
you sent that straight to Hades on that one.
I'm sorry, but Sims, to me, Sims is for PC only, bro. Like,
Yeah, leave
that's
that.
the last time I played Sims was on PC. Like, I
Leave
don't
that-
think I could.
Hey,
ever,
I ain't
don't think
played
I could play
Sims in
on
years.
Xbox.
Well, I'm just saying, someone said, someone said, what's my man? Shout out to my,
It's,
matter of
it's
fact,
coming to both.
Don't they got their own language?
It's coming to both, but the problem is it's coming just like it is on PC. Like you have to buy a base game and then you got to buy $40 expansions. That shit's gonna fail.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's gonna fail out the box. That's an auto L. Just
Auto L.
that's an auto L. Hold
That
that.
L is on auto.
That's
Facts.
that's gonna change it to
Man said Sims.
wallets and stop buying that shit, man. Ridiculous.
Facts.
okay, listen, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, crystal clear.
Some more info. No, I think you spoke about it. Was this you, Garrett, talking about Assassin's Creed? Remember they made about the checkerboarding?
Oh, the check.
Yeah. They were talking about that.
But as it turns out, the mechanics behind that are highly fascinating. Assassin's Creed Origin is rendered in dynamic resolution. Is just like the Xbox One X version is so powerful, it can render the game constantly in 4K anyway without ever having to downscale.
Woohoo! Oh, so it's 4. That means that it's not a 4K, right?
Yep, and at that talking point, it is gone.
Whoa. I need
That
to
means
Assassin's Creed is essentially native 4K because even though it does checkerboard, it never needs to drop in its resolution anyways.
On the
man,
X,
you
though.
gotta see me that link.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yo, explain that again, bro. Explain that one more time.
So,
Okay.
okay, Assassin's Creed uses
Dynamic
checkerboarding, correct?
Yeah,
So
dynamic
the
scaling.
X is so powerful that because even though it does use the checkerboarding, it doesn't actually need to drop in its resolution anyways. It'll just stay at native 4K regardless.
So it doesn't drop. It doesn't drop in resolution. Period.
It does not drop in resolution.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it's essentially native 4K.
But is it checkerboarding up to 4K though?
I think it's dynamic scaling. It got a dynamic scaling.
Yeah, I think it's more dynamic.
So it's
Oh,
not
if it's
checkerboarding.
checkerboarded, it's not native 4K. But dynamic scaling, I have no problem with that at all.
If it's checkerboarding, you can't call it 4K. You can't.
No,
I think
they
dynamic scaling is
they
great.
got a dynamic resolution. In that article, they talking about a dynamic resolution system.
Well, then that's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
A lot of people finna be eating a lot of crow. You know what I'm saying? Because
I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Indeed, they are
can't-
doubting you. They believe
I've
we're going to be
tasted
disappointed,
yours
but we are
already.
not.
They're so sweet.
D, get that drool off your lip because
Oh.
you like you start foaming at the mouth
He's
just now.
dropping a
Oh,
bit.
man.
We gonna eat.
Yeah, bro. And they kind of ragged on the Xbox One X again when Assassin's Creed was announced that it was doing dynamic scaling, and everybody said, "Oh, it's not native 4K." Well, that just proves you wrong right there.
I don't care what anybody says about dynamic scaling. Dynamic scaling is great. If you ever played Titanfall 1, which didn't have dynamic scaling, and you understand all those frame drops and screen tearing that was going on, and you see the difference between that and Titanfall 2, you will thank God for dynamic scaling. Trust me when I tell you that. Like,
I mean, look at the Witcher 3 when it originally launched. I mean, didn't it go up to almost like 40 frames on the Xbox One because of its dynamic scaling?
Yeah, it did.
Like, it was a fantastic technique.
Not to get off topic, but since you brought it up, that game is now in EA Access, by the way.
Yeah, make sure everybody go grab that Titanfall 2. We rocking.
It's tomorrow.
Hit me up.
Is it tomorrow? Not yet.
Yeah, it goes tomorrow, and then Battlefield 1.
Wait, okay, yeah, Battlefield 1. All right, Z's gonna be streaming that next week.
Titanfall 2 is tomorrow. Battlefield 1 is next week.
Broadband Bellies.
Oh, we're coming back to EA Access.
Yeah, Battlefield 1.
Oh,
next week.
Next week, okay. I'm up to date on my EA. When's Titanfall 2 landing?
Tomorrow.
Ooh, okay. My man, and let's try to everybody in this here in the live stream. Do me be so kind and hit the like button. Try to get the like button. It helps the show. You know what I mean?
If you go on EA Access right now, you can download the little Titanfall 2 trial. If you don't already have it, it'll download the whole game and then it'll unlock tomorrow.
Okay, let me.
So you technically play it tonight. Yeah, you technically play it tonight.
Hey, before we get out of here, I gotta ask the panel a question now. The Nintendo Switch at 5 million units sold right now. Is the Nintendo Switch for real?
I'll let you know in a year.
Yeah, that same thing I said. That same thing I said last week. I feel like the Switch, like I said, is giving me Wii U vibes right now, where they have there's no Assassin's Creed on it, like there's no Call of Duty. They gonna need them third parties because they talking about Metroid might not be out in 2018. So what's coming next year? I mean, I'm just thinking
like that. It might have been, people might have missed Nintendo a little bit. I think it's gonna start off strong and then it's just gonna die off. Like I think that's what's gonna happen.
Mario's gonna push it this holiday season. Then next year, what is happening? Because Star Fox not happening because that was failed. Metroid might not come out in 2018. So what's happening next year? And like everybody's hopping on this year, but like everybody was like, yeah, the Switch is doing it this year. But as soon as this starts to fizzle out, they don't have any third party support. Games for the Switch are going to come few and far between, or they're going to be ports that we already have on the other systems.
Listen, let me say it like this, real shit, right? And just looking at the Wii U's library, and there's no hate here, right? The Wii U's library, I'm sorry, the Switch's library is nothing but the Wii U's library. You know what I mean? They go from the Wii U over to the Switch, okay? And I feel like Nintendo right now is getting the same love that Sony got at the beginning of this generation, because we all know that Sony was having financial issues. Nobody wants Sony to fail. Nobody wants Sony to fail. And I don't want Sony to fail. I don't even want Nintendo to fail. I just want Nintendo to compete. But you know, they listen. All the, like you say, their games that came out so far on the Switch, you can play them all on the Wii U, right? And you know, and again, I know Mario's going to sell well. It's going to be big for them, but there has never been a Nintendo platform without a Mario. There has never been a Nintendo platform without a Zelda. You know, we've already seen this movie before. Like, you need the multiplex. You get exclusives, you know what I mean, every 3 months. And right now, they're dropping them pretty consistent, but they're not going to be able to keep up that pace, okay? Because they're eating themselves like it's end of the day. But check it out, right? This holiday season, you're going to have Destiny 2. You're going to have Star Wars Battlefront. You're going to have Call of Duty. Whatever else is coming out between now and then. And then you're going to have probably next year, you're going to have Red Dead Redemption 2. Ooh, those games there. Every game I just named. And Mario, I understand Mario is iconic, but Mario is not bigger than right now. In today's time, it's not bigger than any one of those games I just named. Madden. You know what I mean? They're going to be getting Madden. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, this is the issue. When developers have to go out of their way to shoehorn a game in, like you put out a 9th generation console that can't even run Frostbite Engine 3. So the FIFA 18 or whatever the hell they're getting, it's like the 360 version. You know what I mean? And that is the issue. So they're never going to get games like Mass Effect. They're never going to get games like Star Wars Battlefront, because all those games, like I just named, are running on Frostbite Engine 3, and the Switch can't handle that. I mean, it's the same. We already seen this movie before. You know what I mean? When Nintendo dudes get those little
I believe Nintendo's bet here, Z, is they want to be the secondary console. I don't think they're going to try to be the primary console in your home anymore. They want to be the secondary place, the second console you get. But we'll see if it works out. It could be a complete fail.
Nintendo has side chick syndrome. They always want to be the side chick. Like, they know that they're not going to be the main chick. They're not getting in the house. But when we outside of the house, I got you. When we in the house, I'm gonna be with my main chick. When we outside the house, I got you. That's Nintendo.
I don't think they care for a few reasons. Just because, number one, the Nintendo guys out there, they're actually supporting the games. They're buying the games, and the guys that are buying into this platform, they know that it's not gonna have third-party games. They don't give a shit. They want that fucking Nintendo shit. So you know what? I'm gonna have to take a wait and see approach. I personally think it's gonna fizzle down. Because I don't think it's going to fizzle down because of the games. I just think it's going to fizzle down just because of the technology. I think it's not going to stand the test of time.
Listen, like I said before, Nintendo fans have always bought their exclusives. Nintendo's exclusives sell well. But here's the thing.
Nintendo's in the recent NPD results, Nintendo's games are in the fucking top 5, man. And these are against consoles that have way more install base.
But that's the thing. Even the Wii U was the same. As soon as Mario Kart came out and Smash Bros. Came out, those popped to the top of the charts. But nobody had a Wii U because they bought it for those things. But outside of those releases,
Arms on the Switch is about to outsell Street Fighter 5, bro.
Oh god, don't talk about Street Fighter 5, man. That just breaks my heart every time.
And then Splatoon just outsold Zelda. Also Zelda in Japan after 3 days.
Splatoon is their new IP. I gotta give them credit on that.
Hey, listen, check it out, right? Real shit, right? They're Nintendo fans buy their exclusives, right? Because there's nothing else to buy on their platform. Let's be clear, okay? But it doesn't really translate to or equate to them selling hardware. You look, what do you call it? Mario Kart came out for the Wii U, but it's maybe sold like 7-8 million copies. But they were still selling 40,000 units for the month. You know what I mean? And it's the same. Like you said, the Switch has been out 2 years. And again, those, and again, I'm not saying if you like those games, cool. This is not for me. So I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer here. The problem is with the Switch or Nintendo's platform. You said be the side chick. Not everyone can afford to have multiple consoles. Okay, you know what I mean? It's me and we're growing up in the hood, right? Even though I had my daddy was a dope man, but I had multiple consoles, right? I had every damn thing, but you go to, me think about, damn, I might like Mario, but I want to play that Madden. I want to play that, you know what I mean? I want to play that Battlefield. And look, if you're talking about the Xbox One, like I said again, about that being $500, the Wii U was $300. I'm not spending $300 to play Mario. I don't care.
I hear you, Next Gen, and you kind of always say this, and I just got to be honest here. Nintendo is their own thing. You know what? I don't like fucking high-end porn. I think it's fucking retarded that anyone watches that shit. But you know what? It has a fucking huge following, and we can't deny what the Switch is doing right now at the moment. Now, can they sustain it? That's a question that we need to see. But right now, in all honesty, they're fucking killing it.
What is it? Here's the thing. That's what I want to say. What is the Switch doing right now that the Wii U wasn't doing?
Selling software, man.
I think the only difference is they just have that new Zelda. I mean, that thing was huge for them. We got to give it to that.
Last year, 2012, the Wii U sold well. You know what I mean? The Wii U sold well.
Just go back to 2013 from the start, man.
No, the Wii U was sold well. The Wii U
sold that well, man.
The Wii U was sold out from the jump. You couldn't find a Wii U just like you couldn't find a Wii.
I was listening.
I think it lasted for like 4 months.
Listen to your boy, D. Listen. This ain't these are the lowest word. This ain't no job, no hustle. I used to tease those Nintendo guys. So whenever something good came up about Nintendo or the Wii U, they would make videos about me. Like the Wii U sold okay at first. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And they just with the problem with the Wii U again. Nintendo fans didn't support the multiplayer. They didn't buy the Assassin's Creed. They didn't buy the Madden. They didn't buy the. They don't want it. But they bought the exclusives. The exclusives always sold well. You know what I mean? They've always sold well. But the last Mario, there was the least the least sold Mario in I guess the franchise history or whatever the case may be. But again, this Mario's going to do well. But when it comes down to a kid for Christmas, Do I want Mario or do I want to play Call of Duty with my friends, man?
But that's you, bro. Like, I'll give you an example. I was in Costco 2 days ago.
I said when it comes down to this Christmas, what the kids are going to say, yeah, Mario's cool, but I want to play Call of Duty with my friends.
Nah, man, the little kids don't want to play fucking Call of Duty.
Me? When last have you been on duty? When last have you been on duty?
No,
They
bro.
still- they-
Kids
But
like to play Call of Duty.
It's not like, oh, Call of Duty and Mario's like doo-doo. It's not like that. They like both of them.
Bro,
Yo, my little cuzzo who have joined our parties, he be on Gears. He young. He like
Yeah,
you can tell me in the party. He's
kids
super,
are
and
these
he
days.
like super dope at Gears. Like,
Look, the kids like Mario, but less and less are liking him and liking more Call of Duty now. Kids are moving towards his mature titles.
I think Nintendo corrected some mistakes they made with the Wii U. First of all, it's not a fucking gaudy-looking console. That Wii U tablet, like, man, it cramped my damn hands. It was huge. It was cumbersome. It was awful. They corrected that with the hardware. The hardware is pretty good looking. You know, it's portable. You could take it with you. You could take it over to your friend's house quite easily. You could take out the stupid Joy-Cons and have, like, you know, party matches there. So it kind of has its place a little bit, to be honest.
I'm gonna tell you as a parent, right? I'll give you an example, right? And maybe you can understand this here, what I'm saying. My son's first console was a GameCube, right? I bought it for him. He liked Mario, right? The following year, or 2 years later, he went to change school, and all his friends was on Call of Duty, right? Playing Call of Duty and, you know, the Gears. That was it for Mario, bro. That was it. One of them Mario Party, one of them Dr. Mario, one of them Cookie Mama. That was it. He wanted to go online, and, you know, 5th, 6th grade, he wanted to talk shit and play with his friends. You know what I mean? So...
Yeah, but you know what? I gotta say the software is saying otherwise, man. The software sales that they
always sells well, dude. What are you talking about?
But I think their software is selling a little bit better than the Wii U did. To be honest with you, I think it's at a higher pace.
Look, I just think Nintendo is a bit more trendy in the media right now. They had the NES or having the SNES Classic, so they're just in people's mind, and so people are going to just buy the new system and try it out. But at the end of the day, a year later, I don't see the Switch being as successful as it is right now, and we're going to be laughing at it.
We have to wait and see, but I don't think so either.
I'm not going to say no names, right? I ain't going to throw them under the bus and shit, right? Several people that have been on my shows, you know, not my show, but our shows that we do, right? That was so pro Switch, right? And this is what I'm going here. Couldn't wait to get the Switches. They're going to be that new wave. They're going to be Switch, right? Ask me where their Switches are right now. They traded those fuckers in. All right? They're done. They're done. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Let's see. Like I said, we're gonna wait. We can, like I said, we can revisit this conversation.
I hear you, but I'm just saying there's like a market out there.
They always had a market,
and they like it. And
yeah,
like,
I will say
I have
Switch...
2 Switches here right now. I'm selling them. I'm not keeping them. I got 2 Switches here right now, and let me tell you, those suckers are selling like crazy, and like even at Nigerian prices.
Damn.
No, I think the Switch appeals to some non-gamers, because I had someone
Nigerian prices
who's a non-gamer that was interested, but it's when the Switch drops to 200 that it'll get hot again. Like right now, it's going to slow down.
And that Switch ain't dropping. That Switch ain't dropping to 200 no time soon, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But until it drops to that, it won't be hot again.
They ain't dropped the Wii U yet.
I think the Switch success will be dependent on what they do over the holiday.
Alex, you talking about them Switch boys, them Joy-Con boys. Hey, Alex, you ain't got no goddamn Switch. Stop lying, bro. He sold his shit.
He sold that shit within like a month.
Yeah. All right, give me a second. Yeah, but you know what I mean. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Anything? Listen, before we get the hell up out of here, I just want to say again a special thank you to the people that signed up for the Patreon and have been supporting us and what we got going on. I want to shout you guys out again because again. It means the world to me, and not to me, just us. You know what I mean? To get behind what we're doing, you know, and trying to take what the shows and stuff. Because I'm trying to get a little radio. I'm trying to do a lot. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna do. People like to steal my ideas. You know what I mean? You gotta crawl before you walk. So we give you guys again a special shout out. Let me scroll down. Where you guys at? I got a new message. I need to peep that. But my man RTA, RTA King, the chosen one. Shout out to him. He just signed up for the Patreon. So appreciate it, good brother. He said he's going to start to get into YouTube, so I'm gonna let him get his feet wet in the debate. Don't be scared. Jesus, shout out to him. He just signed up for the Patreon. Again, my man Kanoia's King, who went big dog status. We got the VIP package, the $50 Patreon. I appreciate it, my man. Tony, shout out to you. I can't pronounce your name. Gideon Yelder, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to you. Soldier Effect. shout out to you again, Sean Davis, Gary Lee, and my man Wingy Game. He also signed up for the Patreon. I appreciate it. But anyway, yeah.
Before we go, I want to ask you guys. I can't believe we didn't even talk about this. But what are your guys' thoughts on Vega? Because Vega was finally announced. It was announced yesterday.
Yeah, I guess we can close the show.
I was thinking when I seen that, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be in the next console."
Right?
Yeah, it's gonna be some
like,
derivative
how
of
much
it.
power you're gonna put into this thing? If your games aren't optimized, what is it good for? And that's my thought on it.
Well, this is the thing though. When they start training for one platform, like the Universal Windows platform itself allows them to set a precedent for one thing and move it across all forms of Xbox One. Even if you look at the Xbox One X development kit, the way it's designed is so that the optimization is basically tweak here, because all we gotta do is flip this switch and we know exactly the hardware we're on. Before, normal development cycles, you would have to go from a computer to the console, back to the computer, back to the console, back to the computer, back to the console. Right now, they're streamlining those things because the development platform is one singular piece. So when they drop everything, when they drop Redlands 4 in 2 months, that'll bring everything together. So I think the optimization part will happen easier because it's already happening on the PC side regardless.
Yeah. And what's good for these devs when they're doing on the Xbox One X, basically their PC version is done.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And that's what Microsoft did that meeting with the developer. They say, hey, we want you to start at the highest point in regards to the PC and port over and then work your way down. But it's another thing is that's why they created that USB device, what I think does like 480 gigabytes per second, which allowed them to transfer the game from the PC to the X1X quicker than they did in the past with other consoles.
Yeah, it's basically a hardwired server point.
Yeah.
As I said, when Redlands 4 comes out, that'll be the determination of how quickly things will get optimized. That's why I think they waited that's one of the reasons they waited to put the Xbox One X out, is because in order to facilitate the things they want to do with the X, they needed that update to be in place so that it's literally moved from here to here, and it's just a click of a button. It's not so much them doing holistic ports and then having to optimize for that one system. They're just moving the pieces that they already have in place from one place to another. That's why you hear all these stories of, we got this game running in 4 hours, we got this game running in 2 hours, because it's just literally click, drag.
Yeah, I think you guys have good points there. But what do you think there, Porter Rock? Seeing that you just joined.
Yeah, what's going on? And Zaire, you a piece of shit. That's what I gotta say. fucking beating up on D on the Switch. Anyway, I'm gonna talk. Here's my thing, and they're pouring this shit out, but in the grand scheme of things, what does that mean? Because at the end of the day, it's not like the game's gonna launch first on One X. It still has to wait until the Xbox is done, and let's say if it's a multi-plat, the PS4 versions are done. In the grand scheme of things, we're all gonna end up playing the games at the same time on the same day. So what does it do?
Yeah, but when the developer has less time working on the game, he can optimize more. He can add more effects. He doesn't have to worry about shit.
Exactly.
That's the gold right there for developers, spending less time trying to figure things out and getting shit to work, and spending more time with optimizing the game and putting out the best product,
right, making it work
what they can. I think the end goal for Microsoft is full uniformity in regards to the Xbox One and PC and their software as a whole. I think that's the end goal. At one point, PC, Xbox, all under one system.
Yeah, they're trying to go the Apple route where everything is all under one roof.
That is their end goal. Actually, that is their end goal.
Yeah, that's what Satya has been saying since the beginning. Since he took over, he was like, "I want everything to be a unified platform." As soon as he took over, they put all this UWP and all the Redlands updates. They put those into effect the next damn month. So
and the Xbox, in terms of now, is more closer to that now than it has been in the past, because in the past it was kind of
it's taken a while to get.
It's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take a while to get to that goal, but I guarantee you, by the next generation of Xboxes,
will be at that goal that he wants. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
Like,
this thing takes time. But even the Xbox One was partly called Xbox One for one core, one unified thing. Like this is their dream, guys. This is what they want. Apple pioneered this shit.
So PC and console experience at one point where Microsoft will be the same. You won't be able to separate the two. I think, and both games will be running on one on the same platform.
Joy-Con boys.
All right, here's my question.
Joy-Con boys.
Oh shit, we doing this. We taking over. No, unreal. Here's my question. I get the whole iOS.
I just hacked Zaire's account.
Yo, I get the whole iOS concept, but here's my thing. No matter what, all the games gonna come out at the same time for the most part. And PC eventually is going to outpace and be a graphical better experience than the console version. It's a natural progression. So in the end, for the gamer, what does it ultimately do anyway?
Wait, hold on.
Well, hold on. I was about to
post up. Hold on 1 second. Post up. Hey, Alex, how the hell you get in here, Alex?
I hacked your account and I had to send myself a link. What's up? My bad. I had to.
Oh, hack. What's going on? What you like to say, bro?
Joy-Con boys. Remember y'all talking all that shit about the Nintendo? Yeah.
All right.
You sell your shit?
The first one, yeah. Hey, listen, he's on cards, man. Listen, I got 600 for that. You can't turn down that money now.
Facts. I wouldn't turn that down neither.
Yeah,
let me get that 6 piece.
Prices, my brother.
Hey, Alex, this is your opponent right here, my man. Post up. So you're gonna go against Friday.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna cook your shit. What you got for me?
I got post up, man. I got my man post up. He's strong on the spot, bro.
I'm gonna cook his shit.
He's a non-factor. He's an
X-Bot.
Fuck out of here.
He's an X-Bot. We gotta grease this robot up.
So when's this show going down?
Friday, p.m. He's a non-factor, man.
I'm gonna cook his shit up Friday.
So Alex, it's free Friday at 7.
I can't hear this dude humming this shit.
That Alex don't know what he's doing in that kitchen. He don't know what he's doing in that kitchen.
You haven't even been to the kitchen, little nigga. You watching from the outside. What are you talking about?
My whip game proper, boy. Fuck is you talking about?
You a Don King piece of shit. You a piece of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage. This is what happens when motherfuckers get money and leave the hood. They take advantage of us and shit. You a piece of shit. Tell me,
you weren't saying I'm using a weapon. What was
fucking Don King, motherfucker. Oh, man,
you know what it is? They're saving a lot of money with the lack of games that the Xbox got, so they have no choice but to sit around and enjoy the money they got. That's all.
Oh shit!
I get it. I get it.
Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, man, it's gonna be a fight. I'd say a fight for of all ages, man. Alex Escobar, the troll of all trolls. You hate it. This might gonna poison you, bro.
We gotta call me most hated. That's it. Most hated.
My man, he's not really new because he's been rocking that wing for the last 2 months. You know what I mean? But he got his own channel right now, post up, and he ain't gonna lose, bro.
I'm gonna cook his shit. I'm gonna cook him just like I do the rest of these fucking suckers out here. Xbox.
You trash, bro.
Let me tell you something. I win before I begin, brother. So I win before I begin, brother.
Shut up,
you know what I'm saying?
Pon.
Ain't no L over here, brother.
Sit down.
What is you talking about?
Don't think too hard. You yourself. Sit down, little boy.
Hey, hold on. Save it for Friday. Yo, we can't give him.
We can't give him you guys for Friday. You don't miss it.
This is the pre-fight right here.
Yo, listen, everybody, pray for this sucker because he gonna get it.
Yeah, okay. I'm already printing out your eulogy, brother. Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen. I guess what I got Thursday. I guess we got the multiplayer podcast, and also to Wednesday night we're gonna be back on the Let's Talk About It podcast. We talk about the UFOs, fried chicken. We talk about everything. That's back again Friday night about 10 o'clock. We're gonna be back at that. And but yeah, look out for the debate Friday. Think about 7. What time is good for you guys?
Oh, you want to do it Friday? All right, Friday it is. I mean, even better. I can kick his ass earlier.
Yeah, okay. I don't take no ass whoopings, brother.
Listen, hold the L. Listen, I'm gonna print out a couple of L's for you. You
can talk all you want.
Listen, hold that. Hold that.
You can talk all you want.
Listen.
All I know is you better come prepared.
Sit in the corner, little boy. Calm down.
Stay ready so I don't have to get ready. You
All
better
right,
know what it is.
Yo, D, yo, D.
You better know what it is.
Yo, shout out to D for getting that Switch. I see you out there, boy.
All right.
I see
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, last before we go out here, listen, shout out again to the people that have been donating to the live stream. Appreciate it. But those of you guys that have been using the super chat, appreciate that too. You know what I mean? If you want to get down what we got going on, you want to get behind Broadband Bullies and what we got going on, you want to get on the team. Rock out with us. Come, game live, whatever the case may be, to make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yo, can we get some likes though? How about that? I want to see some likes. It's just stuck on.
That's
50.
one thing I can agree with you on, player.
Listen, you don't gotta agree with me,
That's
Bond.
one
Sit over
thing.
there.
That's
Sit and
one
watch.
thing I can
Watch
agree with
Daddy
you
work.
on.
Watch Daddy work.
Oh,
Man.
you
Just
gonna
sit
watch
down,
me
man.
work? Fuck it, time out. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Sit down.
Let's
man.
go.
Oh shit.
All right, Twitter fingers. I see you Friday. Twitter fingers.
Oh shit.
So somebody else joined? Hold on, I think somebody else joined.
No, post up.
We out here.
We appreciate y'all. Hit that like button.
Hit the like button. We appreciate it. Bang, we out here.